Just let me make sure we use these. Okay.
That light.
Okay. This little pamphlet tells me everything I need to know about Dragon Ball Z in it. So just to kind of refresh.
All right, what do you got? What's Dragon Ball Z about?
Okay. Apparently, yeah, men become stronger through anger.
All right.
Become more blonde, blue eyes, stronger they get.
Okay. Okay. Does it happen quickly?
It happens overnight.
All right. All right.
And Yamcha is a douche. Thank you very much.
Someone has either drawn the Star Trek symbol or like a pterodactyl head or something. Yeah. It's a shark tooth? Yeah, it does look like a shark tooth. Or it looks like...
A magic shark tooth.
How are you guys doing?
Good, great, fantastic.
I think with the exception of Mr. Cason, we totally did, like, we just flew in. Like, we just arrived.
Yeah. Quite literally.
Yeah, we haven't
well,
been to
I guess not totally. I mean, we've been here for like...
And we didn't actually fly, and then we were on a plane. I mean, I can't fly.
Yeah,
we actually parachuted in.
Yeah, like... Nimbus. Nimbai. What's the noise that thing makes? Some ridiculous, like... It sounds like an old car. It's an inefficient cloud. This is the DBZ panel, right? Some sort of Dragon Ball panel?
Yeah.
All right. Hello, I'm Mike McFarland. As far as thank you, sir. As far as Dragon Ball stuff goes, I was one of like probably 20 people that worked as a director on that show. I'm the voice. Let's see, Pui Pui and Android 8, the one that looks like Frankenstein. Yajirobe and Master Roshi. Yay, boobies! Yes. And Baby from Dragon Ball GT, and I did some of the adaptive scripts on the uncut stuff.
And we'll just go this direction.
Cool. I'll just hang out over here.
All right. I just started.
Well, I'm Brina Palencia. Thank you.
You sound so different in person.
No, go ahead, Brina, please.
Hi, I'm Brina Palencia, and I played Chiaotzu and Puar, right?
Who are tough as hell.
She knows who they were. She's playing coy.
You played an exploding clown and a cat.
Yeah. No, exactly. It took up like maybe 2 hours of my life. That's all. That's all I did.
It took up 2 hours of her life working on it, but it took up weeks and weeks of her life watching it. Because for those of you who don't know, Brina and her husband Paul used to watch Dragon Ball Z and make out to our voices.
What? Well, when we made out, we turned the sound off, but it was still happening in the background.
It still sounded the same, I'm sure.
So, Chris Cason, what do you do?
No, I just sit around talking about you and Paul making out.
Your wish has been granted.
Every night. That was Brina. Hi, my name is Chris Cason. Please remain seated. I worked on DBZ. Things like, I worked on DBZ Uncut and directed some of those. I also directed, or I should say assistant directed or sub-directed a little bit of Dragon Ball. And I was on DBZ. I was the original Tien Shinhan and Mr. Popo. And then I wasn't. And then for DBZ Kai, I am back as Mr. Popo, who wears a turban and is strong and rules you. Thank you.
Popo.
I'm Christopher Sabat. I was Vegeta and Piccolo, and
Take a shot.
I would.
And I spent a little bit more time than most people in front of Dragon Ball Z episodes. Probably more than
anyone ever should.
Yeah, yes. Because it's the show that just never goes away.
Yeah, actually, when I was in high school, my friends and I took a tour of Funimation Studios, and Chris Sabat was the voice actor that we got to watch voice act.
Cool.
Oh, God, I totally remember that, too. Brina looked the same.
Yeah.
Just about, except my hair was really short and spiky.
And she looked like a dude.
That was the short spiky time frame.
Yeah, and I actually was mistaken for a boy for a majority of my life. Thank you for bringing that up, Chris.
You're welcome. Hot. See, because I met Brina at the very end of that, and next she went hippie for a little while afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I can't honestly say I remember Brina at all. Like,
yeah, actually, Chris met me 8 times before he remembered that he had met me before.
Again, she looked like a boy.
But then I grew out my hair, and he was like, "Oh,
Hey, who are you? You're that long-haired boy.
You're talented.
I'm the girl who makes out to DBZ. Get out.
Why not?
Prove it.
Yep.
Okay,
So that was fun.
all right.
So, who are all of you? Let's just introduce everyone.
What are your Z stories? Okay.
Should we just open up to questions?
Let's just do that. That seems fine. So if you have a question like this one here, I'll call on you, and then what's your question?
Yeah.
Awesome.
The DBZ Abridged series. What's your thoughts on that?
What is that?
The what? The DBZ is
The once a panel
abridged
DBZ
series?
abridged question.
Yeah. You know, the one brought by Lonnie Pator and Kaiser Necco. Yeah.
Is it?
He's friends with them. He knows them.
I'm sorry. Dragon Ball Z is a bridge. Is that right?
It's called Team 4-Star Dazzle.
like a bridge over troubled
Oh my
water."
God.
I think he's,
Or
I think he's asking you to sing that.
Or troubled, a bridge over troubled sands.
No, I don't understand. What is it again?
He's such a troll.
Dragon
This is
Ball Z
awesome.
Abridged.
Oh, Dragon Ball Z Kai. Is that what you're talking about? I'm trolling you. I totally.
Chris is like, come on, just say it. My underhand joke is taking too long.
Please, tick. Just give me the pitch. I'm the first question. I'm sorry. Thank you for raising your hand for that. Yes, I have seen it, and yes, it's hysterical.
It's funny, yeah.
Yeah, it's really funny. I mean, I get stopped and asked to do the pecking order, and of course I've never even said that. But I think what it's done is it's sort of brought people who maybe weren't into Z. But some people may have seen that first and then gone back to watch. I think they kind of work together, so I like it. I think it's funny. And the guy who plays Chris Rager, who plays Mr. Satan or Hercule, he's asked to say the word mahogany all the time. So he likes doing that.
Mahogany?
Yes,
I haven't seen that one.
it's a mahogany table.
It does kind of add flavor to all the other lines, because most of the time we used to go to panels and all they'd say is like, will you say I'm the Prince of Saiyans once again or whatever. Now they come up to you and say, will you say orange banana, and then everyone laughs. I wish I knew what you were talking about. Okay.
That was awesome. That's our question. Oh, wait, there's another one back there.
I trolled him. It was my fault.
All the voices that you've done throughout the years, how did you start, get your first break in voice acting, and what are some tips for newbies who want to get into it?
I think Mr. Sabat and I started at least anime voice acting at the same time.
Same exact time.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been doing other voice work, I'm sure, and I've done a lot of commercial stuff, but the biggest piece of advice I think that both of us give you is make sure you kind of keep your eyes open to what options come to you, because we were offered these roles on this little show called Dragon Ball, and we had no clue, or at least most of us had no clue. I guess I'm speaking for all of us. Like, I think the people who cast us had no idea what Dragon Ball was at that time.
Certainly not.
Yeah. I can't remember who it was. Maybe it was Scott McNeil's advice was like, find a town where they're going to have an anime studio and live there before it opens, and then just be the first person there. It's good advice. I had the audition through I've done commercial work and film work and radio and whatever else, and I had an audition for that. It was just one of the many things that I had to do that week, and turned out to be the thing that I kept doing. I've done a lot of commercials and whatever else, and I don't even remember them, so I worked a lot more anime.
I have to give a lot of credit to Brina, actually, because Brina is probably the actress that's sitting up here that had to work the hardest to get the roles that she had to get. Because she worked for years doing, bit parts and
Yeah, I did bit parts in Walla for 2 years. And the way that I got an audition was because I had taken the tour of Funimation Studios, I knew where they were, and I just happened to go to community college right next to them, and I just walked in and I asked how to audition, and then they were like, we have to put you on a list, on a waiting list, and I was like, okay. And then every couple weeks I'd be like, so you guys having an audition yet?
Because I'm still waiting on your waiting
and
list.
So it was like 2 months.
I don't look like a boy anymore.
Yeah, it was like 2 months later, and then they finally let me audition, and it was actually for you, for Case Closed, and then I just did like a bunch of bit parts for a really long time, until Full Metal Alchemist, where you and Colleen cast me as Nina Tucker, and then from there I just got more and more parts, and then started directing, and then music directing, and all that stuff.
Yeah, I guess not everybody knows it. Brina was the runner-up to play Conan Edogawa. Yeah, she was second place.
But Mike actually did me a really huge favor, because the voice that I was doing destroyed my throat, and at the time I was in music school and my instrument was voice, and I would have failed all of my juries if he would have actually given me the part.
And she mentioned that too. I was like, I'll have to take that in consideration. Ruin life or use her for something else.
Yeah, so he picked something else, which is good, because then I was able to actually get my degree.
And we still got to ruin her life in the end anyway.
Yeah.
Thanks, Anime. What year was that? Was it 97 or 98?
It was the end of 97.
Okay, I was,
That was the Sleeping Princess and the Devil's Castle Dragon Ball movie.
The first thing that Funimation ever did.
The first thing that Funimation ever did in Texas.
Right.
Because they had done other stuff in other places.
Wink.
Yep.
And it was sort of a test. When we were all cast, it was just a kind of a test episode to see if they could do it. Because originally, Funimation was flying out to Canada to get their Dragon Ball Z episodes dubbed.
In Vancouver.
And that's where you guys, that's where, when you were watching the series years ago, if you did, all of a sudden the voices all changed. You were kind of ticked off about it, and you hated everyone. All the new voices.
We were the people you hated.
Yeah, we were those people. But from what the guys at Funimation told me, it just became too prohibitive to direct it up there. They had to go through several Gokus, because they'd end up being on, I don't know, Stargate or whatever, and a lot of them were like film actors as well, so it was just hard to keep people on the cast consistently.
Yeah. And we don't have Stargate in Dallas.
Not anymore.
No.
Nor Walker.
We had Walker, Texas Ranger, which is not Stargate.
Expendables 2.
Yes, you.
You freaked him out when you called on him.
Wow. Oh.
Think about it. When you're ready again, we'll get you, I promise.
Pick someone else.
That's a
Cason pick.
No.
With Dragon Ball Z Connect being recently announced, have you guys done the voice acting for that? And what are your thoughts about the game?
I don't honestly know a whole lot about the Connect game. I do know it's based on one of the previous titles, though. So, to my knowledge, yeah, actually, I'm pretty sure there won't be new voices on it. Because basically it's just an up-resing of an older game, but using the Kinect as a controller for it. So I think it's still going to be the old voices, the voices that we did several years ago.
So we don't have to.
But I'm excited about it because it looks pretty cool. And I don't know whether they're going to incorporate it, but for years I've been trying to tell them, since the Kinect came out, I've always been telling them that it has a little microphone on there, on the Kinect camera has a mic on it. I thought it'd be really awesome if you could just scream, and the louder you would scream, the more powerful you would.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
God, it would be awesome. Yeah. Or I even told them, just do a mini game. It's called the Super Saiyan Powerball Generator. You just scream until you couldn't anymore, and then you could release the ball.
I hope that the Kinect game has the opportunity for you to do the fusion dance.
Your question's back, yes.
Okay, have you guys ever considered doing any of Shin-Chan movies? Like, I know you know the show, but maybe you guys could do the movies, maybe?
I know that everyone who works on Shin-Chan loves working on Shin-Chan because it's a fun, naughty show. So I think we would welcome that opportunity. I just don't know if it's going to be able to happen.
Yeah, it's not really our decision.
Yeah.
Well, I just love your role as Yandro, Chris.
Oh. Thank you very much. I'm not interested in doing any of the movies. If they say, Chris, you have to come in and get paid to do voice work on that, I will say absolutely not.
You gotta take a chance sometime.
Yeah, he can't quite get into community college. It's the problem.
Oh, is Yanro the guy who lived at the apartments?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if you've seen it.
He's actually kind of an impression of another person in our industry, but I can't tell you. We'll figure it out someday. Oh,
Yanro he talks like this a lot of the time. And he has trouble getting into community college.
I just figured out who it is.
Oh, wow.
I never thought about it being an imitation.
That's bad.
You play the narrator and then he shows up on the screen.
yes, he's awesome. Mike knows who it is now. All right, sorry.
That's a pretty good impression.
Mustache person. Oh, Mario. Super Mario.
It's a him, Mario.
What's your favorite fight from Dragon Ball?
Favorite
That's my Vegeta plush.
What's your favorite fight from all 3 series?
4.
Gosh.
Which one?
Let's see. Probably the most epic fight was Yamcha versus the Saiyaman. That was awesome.
Yamcha versus asking out a girl. Of the fights that I recall, my favorite one, just not just one fight, but just a segment of lots of fighting, was the Cell games. I like the Cell games.
Yeah, the whole Cell was totally my favorite. Just watching it, I had nothing to do with it, but whenever I watched it when I was in high school, that was totally my favorite.
Gohan gets tough.
Gohan was my favorite character.
I like that one where there's 2 mountaintops that face each other. And there's one bad guy on one good guy on the other, and they taunt each other a lot. And then one of them, their hair becomes blonde, and then they do something that they maybe could have done the whole time, but holding off, and then destroy the bad. That's my favorite.
That's a lot of them.
Oh, wait. Like when little pieces of land start floating up and then the animals run off? Okay.
That's the best one.
That's the best one.
I don't know which one you're talking about, actually.
It's the one where there's like some normal civilian people that are watching what's going on going...
Oh, is it the one where like one of them is more powerful and the other one says, "Oh, I'm more powerful than
I
that."
am. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, and then the other one says, "No, I am," and then, well, maybe you are.
And they argued about it for 14 episodes.
Yeah. That's the one. I know which one you're talking
Really good. It's great.
about. Sorry.
Brina,
pick one.
You in the back.
Special beam cannon. Special beam cannon. Fire. Thank you. Thank you for that. I've wanted to do that all day.
You did that when we boarded the plane. We almost didn't get to board.
Okay, I'm in the...
That's why we were late.
Oh, yes.
Were you in that Bardock abridged were you in? Did you do a voice on that Bardock Team 4-star abridged thing?
Again, I don't even know what you're talking about.
There's a bridge.
And they do Dragon Ball
He was the one
abridged
for
and
PR.
they did special
For the
episodes
abridged, I think. I think it was him.
and the Bardock abridged. Did you do a voice on that?
I don't know. Maybe. I'm not quite sure. I mean, if I did, I certainly wouldn't tell anybody.
No 5.
No, I couldn't have.
He did.
That would be against my contractual agreement with Funimation. I wouldn't certainly do that.
Cason, you pick someone.
Yeah, that'd be terrible.
Okay, I will. This person with the coloredy hand.
The glove? In the glove?
I mean the glove.
It's a blue glove.
Drinking, forgive me.
I've never heard gloves called coloredy.
Coloredy hand man.
You, Commander Coloredy.
Most people have a large disdain for Dragon Ball GT, and I want to know, are you guys sharing that? Did you like it? Did you share the hate of it? What are your thoughts on the Dragon Ball GT series?
I had fun working on it because that's where I got to be the only huge bad guy that I've had to do in that show. But as far as like the content of it, I haven't seen all of it actually. I worked on the parts towards the beginning, and I only saw a little bit afterwards. So
I don't think any of us hate working on something that is
Non-pornographic.
Non-pornographic. That pays us.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Chris says it's wrong.
I mean, if it's softcore, how many people, right? Who here, by a show of hands, please lower your hands for the questions. We will get back to you, of course. Who here, with a show of hands, hated GT?
Hated. Like, there's a lot of hate.
Cheetah has a
And you're at this panel.
How do you wake up in the morning? How do you make me sick? Actually,
I'm here for 2/3 of your panel.
no.
Sucks.
I've been waiting for this. I don't know. I know.